The rain hammered against the penthouse windows of our Manhattan high-rise like 1,000 accusing fingers blurring the neon glow of the city that never sleeps. I, Camilla Stone, heir to Stone Enterprises, stood frozen in the foyer, my silk robe clinging to my skin from the chill seeping through the cracks. It was October 26, 2025, exactly 10 years since I'd drowned in that godforsaken Hamptons pool, my screams bubbling into silence as Matthew Pierce watched from the edge, his face a mask of icy indifference. He'd said this is what you owed her, his voice cutting through the water like a blade. Her Sarah Jones, the wide-eyed transfer student from the wrong side of the tracks, whose pure love had turned my childhood sweetheart into a monster. In that life, I'd been the fool. Born into old money with hands that could coax life from canvas, I'd ignored the warning signs. Matthew, with his golden boy charm and Pierce family legacy, had been my everything since kindergarten playdates in Central Park. We'd sketched dreams together, me capturing his sharp jawline in charcoal, him promising forever under the autumn leaves. But Sarah arrived like a plot twist from a harmful rom-com, poor plucky, with a backstory scripted for sympathy. She fainted in PE from low blood sugar, and Matthew, my Matthew, scooped her up, carrying her to the nurse's office while our classmates whispered. I painted through the jealousy-ripping portraits of him in secret rages, until the delinquents she sicked on me shattered my fingers one by one. My art dreams drowned with me. Death was supposed to be the end. Instead, it was a ghostly vigil. I haunted them for 7 years, watched Matthew marry Sarah in a lavish plaza hotel ceremony, their happily ever after crumbling into mistresses and screaming matches. He became New York's youngest billionaire built on the ruins of Stone Enterprises, which he'd bankrupted with insider betrayal. My parents broken. Mom died of a shattered heart. Dad a shell in a nursing home. Sarah, a hollow queen, her halo flickering as Matthew's affairs piled up. But rebirth doesn't come free. As lightning cracked the sky, the doorbell echoed like thunder. I opened it to find him, Matthew Pierce, soaked to the bone, his designer trench coat ruined, eyes wild with something dangerously close to desperation. Water dripped from his dark hair, pooling at his Italian loafers. Camilla, he rasped, voice trembling like he'd run from the devil himself. Did you forget? You used to draw me a portrait every birthday. The summer cicadas are buzzing after PE, remember? My heart stuttered, a traitorous weakness, that old ache surfacing like bile. For a split second, I saw the boy who'd stolen my first kiss behind the Met's impressionist wing, not the man who'd let me die. His hand reached out, knuckles bruised as if he'd punched through fate to get here. Curiosity gnawed at me. Was this the same timeline? Had he been reborn too, or was this just another manipulation? The storm howled, rattling the windows, and I gripped the doorframe nails, digging into wood. Rain lashed his face, but he didn't blink, those piercing blue eyes locking onto mine with a grievance that twisted my gut. Matthew, I whispered, my voice steadier than I felt. In my past life, I'd have pulled him inside, dried him with my own towel, begged for explanations. Now I stepped back, letting the cold air rush in like a barrier. That was another life. Go home. His face crumpled, not the cold detachment I'd haunted, but raw, boyish hurt. Camila, please. It's me. We've been through everything together, our families. The merger talks. Please don't throw it away over a stupid misunderstanding. He leaned closer, the scent of his cologne sandalwood and regret wafting through the rain. My mind flashed to the pool, his silhouette against the moon, Sarah's tears on his shoulder as she whispered, "It's because I love you too much." The memory snapped me back, stealing my spine. Misunderstanding. I laughed, bitter and sharp, echoing off the marble floors. You mean like accusing me of bullying your white moonlight, or letting those thugs smash my hands because I dared to exist? His eyes widened, recognition, panic. He grabbed my wrist, gentle but insistent, his touch igniting sparks. I hated myself for feeling. For a heartbeat, I hesitated, the old love whispering, what if he's changed? What if this storm washed away the sins? But then I saw the flicker in his gaze, calculating, like he was already plotting how to spin this to Daddy Pierce. I yanked free, my voice dropping to a venomous hiss. Get off my doorstep, Matthew. The portraits are ash, and so is whatever we had. As he staggered back into the deluge, lightning illuminated his face. Shock, then something darker, dangerous, a promise of pursuit. I slammed the door, heart pounding, and slid down at knees to chest. The apartment's silence pressed in, broken only by the storm's roar. Why now? Why him? And why did a traitorous part of me wonder if he'd fight for me this time? Downstairs, my phone buzzed. Luna Harper, my ride or die since diapers. Girl, you okay? Saw Pierce's car peeling out like a bat out of hell. Spill. With her hacker-sharp mind and no bullshit vibe, Luna had been my shield in the old timeline until thugs silenced her for interfering. This time I'd protect her. I texted back storms just starting. Meet me at school tomorrow. We've got work to do. Sleep evaded me that night. Dreams twisted Matthew's laugh in sun-dappled parks became Sarah's smug smile as she claimed my life. I woke sweating the city skyline mocking me through the glass. Stone Enterprises loomed in my veins, Dad's empire of tech and real estate, Mom's charity arm that had lifted families like Daniel Lee's from the Bronx slums. In the old life, they'd lost it all, not this time. Not. Morning broke gray and unforgiving. I dressed in my crisp Dalton Academy uniform plaid skirt blazer, embroidered with the elite prep school's crest, my intact hands flexing around a sketch pad. No more vulnerability. As my driver navigated Fifth Avenue's snarl, I plotted expose Sarah's schemes, dismantle Pierce's web, rewrite the ending. But a black SUV idled across the street as the school gates loomed. Matthew, or worse, someone watching. Classmates parted like the Red Sea as I entered homeroom. Whispers buzzing heard. Pierce showed up at Stone's last night, drenched, desperate. Luna slid into the seat beside me, her freckled face alight with mischief, laptop half hidden under her desk. Okay, Spill, and don't leave out the groveling. Before I could answer, the door swung open. Matthew strode in with a carton of fresh squeezed orange juice in hand, my favorite 100% pulp-free from that Upper East Side deli. Camilla, he said, voice low, sliding it onto my desk. Our eyes met, and for a forbidden second, the room faded. His thumb brushed mine as he pulled away, sending a jolt up my arm. Weak, I cursed inwardly. Remember the pool. Sarah Jones slouched in the back, her thrift store uniform, ill-fitting ponytail bobbing as she accidentally knocked her own juice, same label, spilling it dramatically. Oops, she cooed, eyes darting to Matthew for rescue. He frowned but didn't move. Luna snorted. Pitiful much. The bell rang, but tension coiled like a spring. As Matthew lingered, whispering, "Talk later," I crushed the carton under my heel juice, soaking the floor. No. His jaw tightened, a shadow crossing his face, hurt or calculation. Either way, the game had begun. And as Sarah smirked from afar, I felt the first thread of fate unraveling. But whose hands were pulling the cafeteria at Dalton Academy hummed with the clatter of silverware and the low buzz of privileged kids from old money dynasties trading stock tips like Pokemon cards. I picked at my quinoa salad, Luna across from me, dissecting last night's drama with surgical precision. So does he show up soaked, begging for portraits? Classic Pierce charm offensive when the merger's on the line. Luna's fingers flew over her phone, pulling Pierce Industries' latest filings. She'd always been the brains to my brushstrokes, hacking extracurriculars for fun since we were 12. In the old timeline, her loyalty got her dragged into a Brooklyn alley throat slit for stirring trouble. She'd be my secret weapon, this life wiser, sharper, with a proactive edge that could slice through steel. Merger, I echoed, forcing a smile as memories clawed up. Matthew's family needed Stone's tech patents to avoid a hostile takeover. In the past, I'd signed them over, unthinkingly love-struck. Now I'd bury them first. Luna leaned in, voice dropping. I dug into Sarah Jones last night. Transfer from Queens Public and have a whole ride on your mom's scholarship fund. But get this, her fainting spells, low blood sugar, my ass. Forum posts say she's got a history of staging them for attention. And Daniel Lee, that chubby scholarship kid mooning over her. His mom's chronic illness cleared up months ago, but they're still milking aid. A chill slithered down my spine. Daniel, the one who'd held me down in that past life alley, his meaty hands pinning my broken fingers as Sarah watched, giggling. Keep an eye on him, I murmured. He's more dangerous than he looks, proactive like a cornered rat with teeth. Before Luna could probe, a shadow fell over our table. Matthew, tray in hand, his blazer slung casually over one shoulder like he owned the room, which he practically did. Mind if I join? Not waiting for no, he sat, eyes flicking to my untouched juice stain from morning. About last night, I was out of line. Storm got to me. Let me make it up. He produced a velvet box from his bag, Godiva chocolates imported from Belgium, the kind Mom sourced for holidays. $100 a pop, each one a tiny luxury bomb. My throat tightened. Weakness hit like vertigo. The old Camilla would have melted, tracing the gold foil, remembering lazy afternoons feeding him truffles in the Pierce Hamptons guest house. Forgive him, the ghost whispered. He's trying. But then the pool resurfaced, cold water filling my lungs, his silhouette turning away. I pushed the box back. Save it for someone who needs charity. Sarah materialized like a bad sequel, her tray wobbling as she tripped the box tumbling into her lap. Oh no, Camilla, are these yours? I didn't mean. Tears welled scripted perfection as she clutched them like a lifeline. Classmates cooed. A few shot me pitying glances. Matthew's jaw ticked. Sarah, be careful. Luna exploded, first slamming her fork down. Careful. Those are imported Jones, $100 a box. You're gonna pretend you don't know what that buys in Queens Proactive, Luna? I'd texted her the price en route, arming her like a missile. Sarah's eyes brimmed wider, but her grip tightened, knuckles white. How can you say that? Do you know what $100 means to kids in the projects? Kids who can't afford books, let alone school. You'd waste it on sweets while they starve. Her voice cracked, drawing a crowd. Noble, fragile, the halo glowed. I stayed silent watching. In the old life, I'd snapped back, laughed at her hypocrisy as she devoured half the box before play-acting guilt. Matthew had turned on me, then his, "That's enough," a guillotine. This time I let it simmer. Daniel, I called softly, spotting him in the corner, face flushing beet red under his ill-fitting tie. He lumbered over Sarah's unwitting night. Tell me how to kid from the Bronx land at Dalton. He stammered, sweat beading. Stone family scholarship, tuition books, even mom's meds. Bingo. Stone Charities had poured thousands into the Lees, mom's pet project, after tasting Mrs. Lee's legendary empanadas at a community fair. I'd hidden the details to spare his pride. He'd repaid it by smashing my knuckles for Sarah's favor. Sarah seized the moment, arm linking Daniel's. See, hard workers like Daniel bust their asses to sit here, and you stones act like it's nothing. Take it out on me, Camilla, not him. Her eyes darted to Matthew, calculating pity points. He softened just a fraction, that fleeting trace I'd ignored. Enough. I stood voice ice. Daniel, my family pays your way, tuition, rent, chemo for your mom. And you think I'm the bully for enjoying chocolate? He gaped silent. Sarah's mask slipped, tears real now, rage, not sorrow. Camila, if you're mad, say it. Don't drag innocence. Matthew interjected, hand on her shoulder. Cool it. She's just... I cut him off with a laugh. Cold as the Hudson. Just what, playing the St. Luna show them. My best friend, ever proactive, projected her phone screenshots of Sarah's socials time-stamped from last week. Scored big fancy chalks from that rich bitch's BF. Score. The room gasped. Sarah paled. Fake. That's deep fake. But the damage stuck. Whispers rippled. Jones set her up. Matthew's hand dropped, confusion etching his brow. For a heartbeat, victory tasted sweet. Then weakness crept in his lost puppy eyes, pleading. Talk to him, the old love urged one chance. I almost did, mouth opening, but Daniel's venomous and proactive glare snapped me back. He'd already texted under the table. I saw the glow, planning something. Afternoon art class loomed, but I skipped, dragging Luna to the rooftop studio, our family's donation, a sunlit sanctuary with Hudson views. Inside, I pulled faded sketches from a locked drawer, Matthew at 6 gap-toothed grin, at 16 brooding artist pose. Each stroke is a piece of my soul. Burn them, I said. Luna lit the match flames, devouring his face. As ash swirled, a shadow shifted outside the door. Sarah, lurking eyes gleaming triumph. She pushed in defiant, tearing up old flames, pathetic. What's wrong, Stone? Can't handle losing your prince. Her voice dripped venom, but proactive now. She'd tailed me phone recording. In the old life, this led to her falling down the stairs, framing me. This time I smiled, stepping closer. You don't belong here, Jones. Get lost. She smirked, backing toward the spiral stairs. Rich or talented, big deal. I can rip you from Matthew with one push. Her hand shot out, angling for the cameras. Fine. I obliged, kicked hard. She tumbled, scream echoing as bone-cracked chaos below, footsteps thundering. Matthew burst up first, scooping, her broken form, blood streaking his shirt. His eyes met mine, over her shoulder, fury, betrayal. Camilla, what have you done? Heart hammering, I whispered to Luna. Cameras are live this time, and I've got audio. As sirens wailed in the distance, the real storm brewed. Sarah's halo flickered, but would it blind him again? Sirens wailed through Dalton's ivy-clad halls like a dirge, red lights pulsing against the rain-slicked windows. The nurse's office reeked of antiseptic and panic as Sarah lay on the gurney leg, splinted at an awkward angle, forehead bandaged with crimson seeping through. Matthew hovered, his hand engulfing hers, whispering assurances that twisted my gut. Hang on, Sarah, you're safe. Safe from me. The irony burned. Luna squeezed my arm in the waiting area, her laptop on her knee, fingers blurring as she looped the security feed. Got it all. Her push was pure theater, and that audio gold. Proactive Luna, she upgraded the studio cams herself last week after I told her about past malfunctions, and there are no more blind spots. But as admins swarmed, pulling statements doubt gnawed. In the old timeline, faulty footage had sealed my guilt. Matthew's faith in Sarah was unbreakable. Now watching him cradle her like fragile glass weakness slithered in. What if he chooses her again? What if I push too hard? My hands trembled intact but itching for a brush or his touch, damn it. The principal, Mr. Hargrove, a silver-haired relic with pierced donations etched in his ledger, summoned us to his oak-paneled office. Matthew burst in first, Sarah limping behind on crutches, Daniel shadowing like a hulking guard dog. Camilla pushed her, Matthew's snarled voice raw. Down the stairs, no warning. She's got money, thinks she can bully anyone. His eyes bored into me, that childhood blue now stormy with accusation. The room tilted. For a split second, I saw the boy who'd defended me from playground taunts, not this stranger. Forgive, the whisper came. He's angry, not evil. I almost stepped forward, words of denial on my lips. Sarah leaned into him, voice a fragile thread. I just wanted to talk about the sketches. Tearing them felt unlucky. Why hurt me, Camilla? You treasure this place. Teary eyes, victim perfected. Daniel nodded furiously. Saw it myself. Stone's been gunning for her since the chocolates. Hargrove steepled his fingers. Ms. Stone, your response. Silent, stretched classmates peeking through the blinds. I met Matthew's gaze, heart fracturing. Weakness piqued, his pain mirrored mine from the pool, that indifferent watch. But then flash fingers cracking, water closing over. Strength surged. I pulled the voice recorder from my blazer, thumbing play. Sarah's voice filled the room, tinny but damning. Camilla, you think money makes you superior? Believe me, I'll tear you and Matthew apart with the simplest tricks. Gasps rippled, her face drained to ash. That's edited. She set me up, but the timestamp synced with the cam audio. Her footsteps, my kick, her backward stumble, self-inflicted angle foiled. Matthew froze, hand dropping from hers. Sarah. Pity flickered in his eyes, but doubt rooted. Proactive danger stirred. Daniel's phone buzzed visibly, his thumb hovering like a threat. Had he coordinated this? Luna, sensing, whispered. I traced his IP last night. He searched framing accidents at school. Hargrove cleared his throat. The footage shows Ms. Jones initiating contact aggressively. No push from you, Ms. Stone. Relief washed, but Matthew's voice cut through. This doesn't prove intent. Camilla, no one risks their life to frame someone. Admit it, I'll drop charges if your family covers her med bills. 5 mil and we're square. 5 million. The number hung, envious murmurs rising, stone money peanuts. Thought she was classier. Jealousy, that green serpent coiled. Sarah tilted her head dramatically, tears spilling. I can prove it with my life. She hobbled to the window, 3 stories up, wind howling. Daniel lunged, blocking with his bulk. Sarah, no. My lips curled, a faint, knowing smile. Her halo demanded sympathy. I'd deny it. No one gambles with life lightly, Matthew. But for drama, sure. He turned, voice laced with warning. Camilla, stop. Compensate her, end this. Softening, then mistaking my silence for guilt. She's not petty to us. Us. The word pierced old love flaring. I almost caved, saw us at prom, his hand in mine under starlight. One mistake, I thought. He'll learn. But the pool drowned it. Us. You mean the boy who let me drown. The room stilled. His eyes widened. How much did he remember? Before he could press Hargrove's phone, rang cop's routine for assault. I pocketed the recorder. Check the whole log, sir. And Daniel, your mom's checkup Stone Charities scheduled it for tomorrow. Truth has a way of surfacing. Daniel, paled fists clenching. Proactive threat, his glare promised payback, eyes flicking to Sarah like a loaded gun. Dismissed, I fled to the rooftop, rain pattering the glass dome. Luna followed, hugging me fiercely. You slayed M, but Pierce... He's cracking. I hacked his emails. He's emailing Dad about alliance strains. Desperate. Gratitude swelled. She'd gone rogue printing docs. But as thunder rumbled, a text pinged. Unknown. Nice play, Stone. But games have rules. Watch your back. Attached is a photo of my morning doorstep where Matthew's car is blurred in the rain. Stalker Daniel. Or Sarah evolving from pawn to player. Evening fell heavily. Mom called from her Paris trip charity gala. Darling heard about school drama. Talked to Matthew, childhood's worth salvaging. Her voice warm as chamomile tugged weakness. He's family M. I almost confessed the rebirth, the pool. Instead, not anymore. Hanging up, I stared at a half-finished canvas, abstract storm blues bleeding red. Matthew texted, we need to talk. My place. please. Heart stuttered temptation, that forbidden thrill. Go, it urged. Hear him out. But Luna's warning echoed. He's poison ivy pretty but burns. I deleted it, but sleep brought dreams. Sarah's fall replaying her leg twisting. Not accident, but sabotage. Who cut the cams last time, waking sweat-soaked. I armed the studio alarms. Dawn broke, school awaited. But as my driver pulled up a bike, word passed. Daniel eyes locked on mine. Phone raised. Recording. The blade sharpened. Whose throat first? The Pierce penthouse on Park Avenue gleamed like a gilded trap, marble floors veined gold crystal chandeliers casting fractured light. I'd come against every instinct after Matthew's barrage of texts. Camila, I was wrong. Let me explain. Weakness, that insidious thief, had won a round. The old love whispered promises, maybe Rebirth had softened him, erased the pool's chill. Luna had protested, bad idea. I traced his location last night, he was at Sarah's dorm, but curiosity burned hotter than caution. As the elevator dinged, I smoothed my dress, simple black armor against his charm. He opened the door, barefoot sleeves rolled, a bottle of vintage Cabernet in hand. You came. Relief flooded his face, boyish and disarming. No trace of the storm-drenched beggar. This was the Matthew who'd whisked me to rooftop picnics, sketching our future in the stars. Camilla, about Sarah. I was an idiot. Pity blinded me. He poured, handing me a glass, fingers brushing electric, unwelcome. We sank onto the leather sectional city lights sprawling below like fallen stars. She's manipulative, the fall staged. I see it now. Do I detect a lie? His eyes held mine vulnerable. Remember our first sketch session. You drew me as a knight. I want to be that again for you. Heart aching, I sipped, warmth spreading. Weak moment crested, his hand covered mine. Thumb tracing circles. Forgive it, begged. He's sorry. I leaned in, lips parting, then yanked back, glass shattering on the floor. Knight, you watched me drown, Matthew. Let thugs break me for her love. His face crumpled. Drown. What are you, shocked, genuine, or feigned? In the old life, guilt had eaten him post-death, but never enough to change. Now reborn, suspicion flickered. Camila, that's wild. But if it's true, God, I'm sorry. He dropped to his knees, pulling a wrapped package from the coffee table. I flew in oils from Paris, your favorites. And this, inside a locket engraved with our initials, the one his mom had given me at 16. Wear it, start over. Temptation roared. The locket warmed in my palm, memories flooding, prom nights, whispered vows. One chance, weakness pleaded. But the pool's gasp echoed bubbles, silence his turned back. I hurled it at the wall, the chain snapping. Start over, your family's bleeding us dry, insider trades, mergers rigged. This I waved at the gifts. Bait. He surged up, gripping my shoulders, not rough but firm. Yes, the Pierces need Stone's support, but I need you. Sarah was a mistake one. His breath ghosted my ear, voice husky. Let me prove it. Lips hovered inches from mine. Heart thundered. I almost closed the gap, old flames igniting. He's changed. But Luna's hack flashed in mind, emails to Sarah, meet tonight, keep Camila jealous, proactive betrayal. I shoved him back, breath ragged. Prove by screwing her in my studio. His eyes widened, guilt confirmed. How did you? I pulled my phone, playing the clip. Luna had snagged his whispers easier than Camilla's and Sarah's giggle. Silence crashed. Matthew paled, fists clenching. One time, heat of the moment, Camilla, please. Out! I stormed past, but he blocked the door, desperation cracking. If you destroy us, you destroy everything we built. Threat veiled as a plea. I laughed cold. You built on my grave. Fleeing into the night, cab lights blurring tears, weakness lingered. Had I glimpsed redemption or just another mask? Home offered no solace. Mom, jet-lagged from Paris, waited with tea. Darling, Matthew called, begging forgiveness. He's a good boy, playful but yours. Her eyes soft with memory tugged. Don't let pride sink ships. I almost spilled the rebirth, the locket's lie. Instead, clutching her, I whispered past life horrors, Matthew's alliance with Sarah bankrupting us, her deathbed sobs. Mom's face hardened, maternal fire igniting. That scum, I vetoed engagement talks for a reason. And Daniel Lee, his mom's cancer, faked for years. We're auditing tomorrow. Relief, sharp as glass. Proactive mom, she'd always championed charity, but now ruthless. Intern at Stone Enterprises M. Learn the ropes, no more schoolgirl games. I nodded, hugging tight. But as she retired, a package arrived, anonymous, wrapped in black. Inside, shattered sketch shards from the studio note scrawled, "Tear more, watch your hands." Daniel's handwriting, proactive escalation. Night deepened. Luna texted Pierce stock dipping dad's dumping shares. And Sarah, I posted a brave survivor pic, but the comments roasted her. Twist, she's Pierce's foster kid, old files say adopted at 10. Blood-tie drama spiked. Sleepless. I sketched fractured locket bleeding ink. Morning brought school and Sarah on crutches, halo dimmed but dangerous, as she accidentally bumped me in the hall, whispering, "He'll choose me always." I gripped my bag tighter. The blade was out. Whose strike first? But afternoon PE chaos. By defying the doctor's orders, Sarah heroically tackled a runaway ball straight into the path of the principal's granddaughter, Mia Hargrove, teetering on the bleacher's edge. Sarah lunged, shoving Mia safe, but tumbled herself, reopening wounds. Blood pooled, cheers erupted. Role model Hargrove boomed at the assembly. Whispers shifted. Maybe Jones isn't all bad, ambition's hot. Matthew cornered me, post-ceremony eyes stormy. See, she's not the villain. Weakness flickered his protectiveness once mine. But Luna slipped me a drive, Sarah's medical records, faked faints. Use it. I pocketed it, resolve hardening. Evening studio call. Paints vandalized ink slashed across my competition piece and ruined 3 months' work. Cam's dead again. Note pinned karma for the fall. Sarah's perfume lingered. Fury boiled, but tears came raw loss. Why fight? Let them win. Then pool memory. No. Calling Dad, cut Pierce ties, now. As stock alerts buzzed, Pierce plummeting, I felt the shift, but a shadow at the window, eyes watching. Daniel or Matthew plotting a return. The studio's air hung thick with the acrid bite of spilled ink. My competition masterpiece, a Rorschach ruin on the easel, blues and golds drowned in black like my old life's hopes. I traced the slashes, gloved hands steady, but inside, rage warred with despair, 3 months late. Nights blending pigments, capturing a storm-tossed Hudson at dawn, symbol of rebirth. Now gutted, Cam's fried wires snipped clean. Sarah's doing proactive now, not just a victim, but a venomous spider weaving from the hospital bed. Luna arrived first, toolkit in hand. Hack trace IP from school Wi-Fi bounced through a Bronx proxy. Daniel's territory, her eyes sharp as code scanned the mess. This isn't an amateur professional cut-timed post-ceremony. Sarah's halo's cracking, she's lashing. Proactive ally, she'd already looped Hargrove on the faked records anonymous tip. Whispers at assembly had turned hero or hype. Matthew texted mid-forensic, heard about the studio. I'm coming over. This ends now. Dread coiled. Weakness whispered. Let him comfort. See if he's grown. But the locket's snap echoed. I replied, stay away. Too late. Doorbell buzzed as Luna dusted for Prince. He burst in, face ashen takeout bag, swinging sushi, my guilty pleasure. Camilla, God, who did this, eyes scanned the carnage landing on me, concern raw. He stepped close, arms opening. Come here. For a treacherous moment I swayed his warmth, the siren call, promising absolution. Almost forgive, heart pleaded, remembering park sketches. But ink dripped like blood. Pool waters rose. I sidestepped. You know who, your role model. He recoiled but pressed. Sarah's in the hospital, reopened stitches saving Mia. You still blame her. Voice edged defensively, but eyes pleaded. Luna snorted from the corner. While you were clapping, someone snipped wires. Funny timing. Matthew's jaw tightened, suspicion, or deflection. I unveiled the drive projected on the wall, Sarah's med history, staged Lowe's forged scripts. Not so pure. His face drained. This can't be. But doubt seeded. Proactive twist, Luna hit play on salvaged cam audio, faint but clear footsteps whisper. For Matthew, ruin her art, Sarah's timbre. Silence was shattered as he grabbed his phone. I'll confront her, but I blocked. Too late. Dad's cutting ties, Pierce stocks tanking. Alerts chimed. 15%. His eyes flashed anger, fear. You're destroying my family for revenge. Grip tightened on my arm, not painful but possessive. One mistake, M. I said sorry. Weakness piqued, his touch ignited old fires, tears pricking. He's breaking, save him. I almost nodded, lips brushing his collar, then pulled free, voice steel. Mistake, you bedded her here, whispered sweet nothings while I painted you. Playing the full clip, his easier than Camilla, her moan. He staggered, color fleeing. Heat. I, out. Door slammed. He lingered outside, shadow long. Luna hugged me close, call. But you held. Tears fell, then loss of the boy, not the man. Night brought no peace. Anonymous call, heavy breathing, then click, stalker. The next day, school seethed. Assembly aftermath. Sarah wheeled in, bandaged Glory Hargrove pinning a medal. Bravery incarnate. Cheers, but undercurrent, my leaked files circulated. Fakes, stone revenge. Matthew avoided me, but Daniel loomed in the hall's bulk, menacing. Proactive danger, he bumped my locker, whispering, "Pay for Mom's meds or else." My internship started at Stone Tower Dad's glass fortress. Mom recovered from jet lag, and briefed charity audit Lee faked everything. Cut 'em. Relief but unease. Evening run in Central Park, footsteps trailed. Quickening pace alley loomed hand-clamped mouth dragging me into shadows. Yellow-haired thug snake tattoo glinting under street lamp. Stone bitch. Fear-iced same scar from the past fingers snapping mine. But no terror showed. I stomped his instep knee to groin. Cross stones. "You'll beg for stitches," he chuckled darkly. "Money doesn't scare. Daniel says hi for Sarah." Daniel emerged rage twisted. "You cut Mom's aid cancer back. Your fault bulk blocked escape. Sarah's innocent, you twist it." Sarcasm dripped innocent. Sending hacks to my studio, thug lunged. I dodged, yelling, Daniel lapdog, much afraid to face me. He snarled, "Shut up!" Mom's dying bodyguards materialized, Luna's alert proactive. They tackled the thug fists flying. Daniel bolted, I tripped him, collar grab slaps raining 10 sharp cracks, face ballooning. Lapdog to hot dog. Pinned, he wheezed. Sarah arrived, wheeled by a nurse, and froze at the blood. Camilla ruthless counter. "You sicked him on my hands, last life not forgetting." Recorder out her voice, "Daniel Stone betrayed you. Avenge ruin her art worse." His reply, "I'll do it for you." She quivered. "Fake Matthew won't believe." Shrugged, "Ask him." He stood yards away, rigid, overheard all. Sarah shrieked, fainting theatrics. Cops hauled Daniel 18, now jailbound. But he swore solo act. Sarah escaped halo intact. Principal shielded trauma. Matthew approached, voice hollow. "Camilla," I heard. Pity, guilt, weakness tugged. Comfort him. But no, choose next time. As he walked away, back bowed a new text. "Won't let go," whose storm brewed deeper. Stone Tower's boardroom overlooked a glittering Manhattan dusk, but shadows clung to the glass like accusations. My internship week blurred spreadsheets on Pierce vulnerabilities, Mom's audits exposing Lee frauds. Daniel's arrest hit headlines, scholarship scion turns thug. But Sarah untouched, prepping college apps from her sickbed, halo polishing under Hargrove's thumb. Luna's digs revealed more Sarah Pierce Foster at 10, Matthew's sister twist, incestuous undercurrent drama fuel. Proactive, she'd emailed me. "Found Sarah's old diary scans, obsessed with you since day one." Stalker vibes. Matthew's silence was unnerving. No texts, no ambushes. Until Friday, Pierce limo idled outside tower. His mom, Victoria Pierce, Botox smooth pearls, choking her neck descended. Matthew, trailing suit, rumpled. "Camilla dear," she cooed, air-kissing cheeks in the lobby. Family chat. Escorted to a private suite, unease prickled. Victoria's smile sweetened. Matthew strayed. Vixen blinded him. But boys play, hearts return, forgive. Matthew knelt, ring box, blooming emerald cut, diamond family heirloom. "Camilla, my fault. Won't happen again. Draw me that portrait like old times." Eyes shimmered with regret. Salvaged sketch fragments peeked from his pocket. Heart-clenched weakness flooded old vows echoing. He's on his knees. Changed, I almost took the ring, envisioning us weddings kids mending. Fingers brushed his. Pool drowned it, cold final. "If not for the Pierce crisis stock crash partners fleeing, you'd beg." Victoria stiffened. Matthew's gaze chilled. "No matter what, unforgivable scoff betrayal scars deeper than you know." Sent them packing, but pity lingered his bowed head like Dad's post-ruin shell. Mom hugged post-ejection. "Rather you spoil forever than wed scum." Teas ready, but she clutched her chest, eyes rolling collapse. Panic-clawed 911 ambulance wail. ICU sterile hell coma, unknown cause. Dream flashed past Mom, kowtowing 3,000 times at a Bronx Temple forehead, bloodied, trading life for mine. Sobs racked, my fault, defying fate. Rain-lashed streets to Sacred Heart Temple, Bronx Haven. Kneeling, hours-soaked pleas poured, "Take me not her." An elderly monk emerged, beard snow-white. "Child heaven's will defies easy. Price overturn all fates or bear chains." Mulled Sarah tarnished but thriving. Pierce battered rebounding. Daniel jailed free in spirit. Home dad overseas weary slumped. Mom. Accident shattered him. Past Matthew's brotherly trap bankrupted us. Held his hand, Dad Pierce plot swallow. Evidence. Showed files, insider leaks. He scoffed. Impossible lifelong pals. blunt suns before friends. Office raid. Jade figurine on desk. Pierce gift accidentally smashed, revealing bug. Dad's eyes hardened, sharp pivot. Feed lies. Proactive masterstroke, false merger bait, Pierce bit. Fear friends poor, dread them rich. Echoed my hauntings. But stress mounted. Meeting mid, he coughed blood. How do I know truth spilled rebirth? Mom sacrifice his past offerings. Shock softened to nod. Parents love ocean deep. Tears can't lose you. Shared monk's words. Vowed counterstrike. Restructured sold Pierce assets short and fortified. Smooth sailing until Matthew's return. Reborn eyes dark with knowing. Ambush in the garage. Goons pinned me hood over my head. Warehouse chill Camilla. His voice was heavy. Stone attacks tipped no fear market vast. Pierce earns fall. Chin gripped blade throat. Kill you reset fate. Bitter laugh reset. To ignore my ruin. Watching drown guilt flashed gone. You bullied Sarah first. Defensive. Give up haunted you for 7 years. Saw marriage rot mistresses. He laughed hollowly. Woman's role obey. Probe treated well for support, admit feelings little. Interests first. Smile faint, destined lead, this hideout. Wood's cabin, our childhood fort. Suspicion narrowed. Phone buzzed, his face terror. Earthquake warning, NY fault line. Past post-death quake, they fled abroad, halo spared. This bodyguard stormed, shoving him in. Quake hit earth, roared rocks, crushed. Lives saved, dad's early alerts. Matthew is hospitalized, organs pulped. Sarah. The chandelier crashed home and bled out. Mom stirred, improved, and visited Matthew bandaged wraith. Grew up together. Drive this calm parent's gift won't waste. His folks chose bankruptcy over bills. The monitor flatlined. Mom wailed, torching mistress's lair, prison-bound dad mad Pierce dust. Electronic chime supporting defies fate. Rewards doubled wealth status. Parents plus 50 years. Checkups pristine. Mom hospital overdose, dad chuckled. Artwin replica destroyed. Real submitted. Family painting newborns gaze on parents, love pure. Winter sun warmed, leaned together. Winter's past, no looking back. But whisper forgave enough pity, not love.